It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Rectenwald. This is Scooter.
Whoop whoop.
Scott Callis.
How are you?
Tired.
Tired?
Yeah.
Tired? You don't do anything all day. I mean, what the heck?
That's exactly right. No. But it's at night that really...
It's the night that kills me. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get quite a bit of mowing done yesterday?
No.
No. That ain't good.
It gets dark too dadgum early now.
It does. It does.
Like it was dark by 7:20. Hard to get anything done when it gets dark so fast.
Just get started and all of a
Just
sudden
get
it's getting
started
dark.
and it's time to give her up.
At least we got some cooler weather, though. That helps.
You know me, I kind of like the 80s, 90s. Humidity just is my friend.
No. This is good right here. I'm good with this. This is good for me.
What'd you do yesterday?
Well, I worked and then did wrestling practice and then
Where do you work?
Well, I pretend to work, and then of course had wrestling, and then after that I did 2 games. Well,
3 matches.
Well, let's see. You got
6
3
5
matches, 6 matches.
The JV plays 3 as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I had to line judge for volleyball.
we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
All right.
That was good.
It was good. It really was. It was a good game.
It's good to see you're finally out and active in the community.
Oh yeah. That's been my problem all along. I haven't been active enough.
Haven't been able to get out of your shell, eh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'll go with that.
You'll go with that?
Sure, why not?
What's the cross-country team doing?
Running.
Running?
Actually, I need to look because I think they got a striped meet coming up for the kids that have earned their stripes, they call it. I think you got to get 19 in a 5K. And then they get to do other events and stuff. So.
Oh, cool. Austin enjoying it?
He is. He surprisingly, I never seen him as a long distance runner. He always liked the sprints and the short runs and stuff, but he seems to be enjoying it.
Cool. With that, we're going to have the morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, 29 locations serving, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Renata Jenkins Byler tells her people, with all our respect. That's not only their motto, but that's how they do business. That's how you will be treated at any of the 29 locations in Arkansas and or the 1 in Memphis. With all our respect. Now the morning prayer. Lord, this morning our prayer is simple. We just pray for the people of Florida, the people of Cuba, Jamaica, down in all of the southeast portion of the United States. Lord, as they are experiencing Hurricane Ian, as he is coming into the state of Florida with a vengeance, Lord, and we just pray that you will keep all those people safe and have them be wise and listen to the authorities that tell them to evacuate. If they've never been through a hurricane, they don't know what they're getting into or what's coming at them. It is nothing to fool around with, Lord, and we just pray that you will lead, guide, and direct them, keep them safe as they deal with that for the next 3 or 4 days as the winds continue to increase and get more forceful. If it's not nailed down, buckled down, it's going to be flown around. So, Lord, we just pray that, again, that they'll be safe throughout this, all the way across the southern peninsula of Florida. And it's in Christ's name which we pray for those people and all of the others. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, 29 locations to serve you with all our respect is not just a motto, it's how they do business. If you don't know where they're located here in Mountain Home, take a trip up Highway 5 North past Hospital Drive. Take a look to the right. You'll see the largest American flag that you've ever seen. Pull in there and go see them about pre-planning, about funeral services and about things that they offer to the general public. Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. And now we're going to have a word from Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty here in Mountain Home, 870-405-0793. retiredarkansas.net is their website. Check out this clip.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car. But how will we?
The car!
Your offer's been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
And we're back.
The feeling of abandonment is something that you'll not experience with Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, and all the rest of their crew. 870-405-0793 is their number. RetiredArkansas.net is their website. And here is a clip, a live shot of the White River. Pretty nice today. Got a little smoke on the water on the right-hand side.
Smoke on the water.
What you're looking at is the city of Cotter, and that shot's from, look at that bird fly across there.
Yep.
The shot is from
It is
Marion
live.
County, Arkansas, back into Baxter County, Arkansas, the city of Cotter, the baseball field, the Railroad Museum, Contractors Trust, the Rainbow Bridge. Did you check out the Rainbow Bridge this morning when you got here?
I did, and I probably should have took a shot at it. It was all lit up.
Man, how many times do I have to? Never mind.
Here, I'll give you that. How's that?
There we go. That's a nice shot anyway. Water's rolling along. You can tell that they generated a lot yesterday for the water that's trapped on the backside. That's pretty cool. They were generating 5 yesterday, so it's yeah. The trees are changing colors. Go to that.
I noticed that
There
driving
we go.
around. There's a lot of trees that are changing pretty quick.
Yeah, but it's October.
I know.
Saturday's October 1, so things are changing. This is what we call God's country, and it's brought to you by. These pictures are brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team, 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. If you can go to retiredarkansas.net, click the live views, and you'll see 15 or 16 of these different shots, such as this one here that takes a shot of that little island. Look how fast that's moving.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still surprised, even as fast as it's moving, we're not seeing any boats.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know this morning with it. But like I said, with them generating as many as they did, they may be holding off. So.
Yeah, they may be waiting. But these are some great shots. This is God's country. If you want to take a look at this in person, or if you want to just go to retiredarkansas.net and check these live views. You can also check out the MLS listings, anything that's available there. You can give them a call at 870-405-0793. Tell them you want to see listing number da-da-da-da-da. If it's still available, they'll be glad to talk to you about it. Realtors you can recommend to your friends, but they're busy, but never too busy to help you with your realty needs. And that's pretty cool.
I got a funny story on the river. You know, I used to guide on the river. And you could be out there just killing it. You know, catching fish after fish, and all of a sudden it just stopped. And you look at the bank and you notice the water's coming up. And it's just amazing how a light switch goes off and it just stops.
You ever been on the river when the horns go off?
I have not been on. I've been on there when it was flooded and rolling, trying to help rescue some things and do some stuff, and that was a little hairy. I got one of them real wide aluminum boats. It used to be an airboat.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot more stable in that type of condition, and it gets a little hairy out there.
I always wondered how far downriver you can hear those horns when they start generating.
I don't know. Usually I'm fishing down by Calico, and I know you can't, you know, you're not going to hear
Can't
it that
hear them
far.
down there.
But I'm not sure how far it goes down that you can hear it.
870-405-0793 is the phone number. retiredarkansas.net is the website. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty here in Mountain Home. If you want to take a look at God's country, give them a call. They'll be glad to help you. Let's take a look at some temperature, Scooter.
All right.
Mountain Home is 53, Harrison's 51, Batesville is 50, Yellville is 52, Marshall 46, Salem 47, Mountain View 46, Calico Rock 53, West Plains, Missouri is 47, Springfield, Missouri is 58, Poplar Bluff, Missouri 45, and St. Louis, Missouri 41. And the radar looks like this. This is how I like it, Scooter.
Just blank.
There's nothing there.
Boring.
It ain't so boring.
Yeah, you get down by Florida, it ain't so boring.
If you take a look at Arkansas, we're clear. Missouri, Illinois, Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama for the time being. But when you get down into Florida, the Panhandle is getting hit pretty hard with this Hurricane Ian. It covers the whole state, covers across the whole southeast
I
portion
think
of
it
the
made
peninsula.
landfall at Category 3, didn't it?
I never saw.
I'm pretty sure it was Category 3 when it hit them.
It's pretty wild. The eye is circling right now right around Tampa. If you've never been through a hurricane, it's very, very strange because the winds are coming at you from one direction, and then as soon as the eye passes, they're coming at you from the other direction. So it kind of gives you the double whammy. How do I know that? Because I lived on an oil rig during one in 1985.
Ooh.
Don't want to do that again. So zoom in a little bit. Take a look at just Arkansas. From Rogers to Jonesboro, from Fayetteville to Blytheville, Fort Smith, Conway, Little Rock to Hot Springs, Pine Bluff, Texarkana, Greenville, Mississippi, everything looks very clear in the state of Arkansas. So if you're traveling within the state, you've got some good clear travels to go with.
Do me a favor before you get off of this. Scroll down to the hurricane and kind of zoom into that eye.
Take a look
And you can
that.
kind of get a better idea how many miles that thing is across.
Yeah.
It is huge.
So the eye is right here, which is hitting Cape Coral. But the whole thing just covers hundreds of miles across the
It
state.
just amazes me.
You know, Daytona Beach, for a storm to be on the Gulf side and to be affecting Daytona Beach right now is just something else. Even as far north as Jacksonville, they're getting rain from this. Hitting the land, the mass, unless it keeps going to the west, if it gets into the Gulf of Mexico, if it takes a shift to the left, like it looks like it's doing right here, if it shifts to the left and gets into the warmer waters, New Orleans, Pensacola, Gulfport, Mobile, they could be in some trouble because that warm water is what makes them intensify. So it's very, very. Folks, if you're down there, just know that you're in our thoughts and prayers. I've got family down there and checked on them this morning. Haven't heard back from them yet, which makes me a little bit nervous. So maybe they'll.
Your next screen may show exactly what the. I know yesterday.
I wonder if I can go right here to this Hurricane Ian and get some.
Well, I think the next screen shows you. At least it did yesterday. Well, now yesterday it actually showed the pattern and the speed of it.
Trajectory of it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to this for a minute. We got time. We can
Yeah.
do this. Okay. So here's where looks like it's going to head. It says that it's going to hit.
Click on that. See if it'll bring it up. Please hold.
So it's hitting Cape Coral as level 4.
Oh, it's sped up to. Ooh.
It's going to drop to a 1, then it's going to turn into a tropical storm. So they say it's going to continue to ride this course that it's on, but it could, before it dissipates completely out of the tropical storm, when it hits land again, when the eye hits land again at Charleston, rain's going to affect all the way up into Kentucky, almost to Louisville, before it's over. Hurricanes are wild, wild things. So right now it's moving to the northeast at 9 miles an hour. Winds currently are at 155 miles an hour. It's just shy of a Category 5. What a storm. All the red is the storm down around Florida. The blue and the other color, darker color up north is cold.
Cold.
Yep, it is cold. Frost advisory up in the Illinois and Iowa. Missouri is fairly clear, so is Arkansas. You're going to have some rain effects and wind effects from the hurricane down in Mississippi and Alabama. 7-day forecast. Today is going to be high of 76 and sunny. Clear tonight, low of 44. Tomorrow, 72, low of 45. On Friday, sunny, high of 75, low of 47. Going to be chilly up where
Good
we sit
football
on Friday
weather.
night. Saturday is going to be sunny, high of 78, low of 49. And on Sunday, high of 80 degrees. Let's see here. Sunday night, low of 52. High at 80 degrees on Monday, low of 52 degrees Monday night, and then Tuesday, 79. Pollen count, low today for tree, none tomorrow, none on Friday. Grass pollen, none today, none tomorrow, none Friday. Ragweed is low today, high tomorrow, and high on Friday. Lake levels, Lake Norfolk, 554.01, which is 2.01 feet above full pool. And Bull Shoals is 1.09 below full pool of 659 at 657.91. The last report we have from the dams is Bull Shoals is generating 5. I do not believe that they're generating 5 right now. Norfolk was generating 1. We're going to tell you that if you want to check that for yourself, 870-431-5311 is the number to do that. And that is the dam reports and all the weather for you. Brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, the ZT Century 21 Lemac Realty. 870-405-0793 is their number. retiredarkansas.net is their website. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you? What?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. The DAV 17th Annual Veterans Appreciation and Outreach Picnic is this Saturday, Scooter, at 11 o'clock at Arkansas State University Mountain Home. All veterans, active military, and their families are invited to celebrate with free food, beverages, camaraderie, lots of door prizes. The event opens with the singing of the Star Spangled Banner performed by Leanne Jackson at 11 o'clock. And once that finishes up, the Katie Laney Project will perform from a little bit after 11 till 1. Food will be provided and served by the Good Samaritan Society. Members of the Naval Junior ROTC program Mountain Home will also help serve the meals. For more information, you can go to usveteranoutreach.org or call 870-421-2322, which is Mr. Dan Hall. And that's getting to be a bigger and bigger event every year. Today at 11 o'clock at the Bob Davis Veteran Center is a Lunch and Learn. And that is at Bob Davis Veteran Center, which is a men's center there on Highway 5 South, which is also 9th Street. So you can go check that out if you'd like. The Ozark Mountain School District is talking about consolidating some high schools. Believe it or not, that seems a little crazy to me, but that's what they're doing. Talking about moving Bruno Payette and Western Grove down to St. Joe. What do you think of that? Now, why wouldn't you move Western Grove to Harrison? It's a lot closer.
You would think.
And why not have Yellville pick up the Bruno Payette kids?
Maybe do something about the schools and
School
sizes
size,
and
maybe
stuff.
so.
Would be my guess.
Quickly on sports, we can talk about the Mountain Home Junior High football teams. The 7th and 8th grade teams will be headed to Jonesboro MacArthur today. Game starts there with the 7th grade and then followed by the 8th grade matchup at 5 o'clock today.
Didn't they have a game yesterday?
No.
Somebody did.
Somebody did?
Mm-hmm. I'll look. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was yesterday. What am I thinking? That was yesterday. Sorry about that. That was yesterday. Lady Longhorns won the Gulf State Tournament. Viola Longhorn ladies team won the state tournament. The Mountain Home girls tennis team are conference champs. I believe that's a repeat from last year. All the girls will go to state, but Zane Durack and Pierce Blackman will go to state for the boys. That will be on October the 10th. We'll visit a little bit more. Hopefully we'll get Coach Shagnong in here. We'll talk about tennis next week. The Mountain Home volleyball team, varsity and junior varsity, both came out victorious against Alma. I believe they were 3 sets to 0 on the varsity side and 2 sets to 1 on the junior varsity.
Yes, and I want to give a quick shout out to Sheena Lowe. She's one of our wrestling moms. Katie Lowe's her daughter. She actually helped me line judge, and it's her first time. She stepped up. We had some people gone, and she agreed to help and do it, and she did an amazing job. So I did want to put a big thank you out there to her. So if you see her, if you see Tashina Lowe, thank her for helping.
There you go. The Mountain Home Lady Bombers golf team finished 6th at their state tournament yesterday, and we want to say congratulations to all those girls. It's a well-finished season. And with that, we'll wrap it up.
All right. That's it?
That's it.
That's it? You're done?
I'm done. You done?
We got football Friday.
Football on Friday night. Well, actually, we have football tomorrow.
Yes, we do. I didn't forget, but yeah, I didn't bring it up. Yes.
We do have a junior high 9th grade game tomorrow night. The schedule says it'll start at 6:30. I'm not sure why it's starting at 6:30. Do you have any idea?
It's kind of late, isn't it?
It is, especially for a team coming that far.
Who's playing, do you know?
Mountain Home.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Thanks. It takes all kinds.
How do you like those answers? It seems, does that seem familiar to you at all?
You're going to run out of time anyways?
Yeah, we're going to let her go. Have a nice day.
We got a couple videos that we'll be playing. Our guest had a change
Guest
last
is
minute.
not feeling well, so he canceled out last minute, but we got some videos we're going to play, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
There is a delight in the hardy life of the open. There are no words that can tell the hidden spirit of the wilderness, that can reveal its mystery, its melancholy, and its charm. The nation behaves well if it treats the natural resources as assets, which it must turn over to the next generation increased, and not impaired in value. Conservation means development, as much as it does protection. Theodore Roosevelt. In the early 1900s, President Roosevelt held a White House conference on conservation. As concerns about natural resources and wildlife grew, Americans were spreading west, replacing vast forests with cities, cropland, and pastures. Arkansas was changing, especially the wildlife. Elk, bison, and swan were completely gone from the state. Ducks, quail, and fish were harder to come by. Something had to be done. In 1915, Act 124 was signed into law, and the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission was born.
In 1916, Arkansas's first game wardens were hired for $80 a month, and they had to provide their own horses. Times have changed, and so have our tools, but the call to protect our state's wildlife and natural resources never will. I take a lot of pride in knowing we're all carrying on the legacy of those original 9 wardens.
In 1918, the Migratory Bird Treaty Act was passed. Unregulated hunting had caused populations of many bird species to decline sharply, and market hunting posed a similar threat to North America's waterfowl. The act set federal regulations on the hunting of migratory birds. And nearly 100 years later, that means plenty of ducks for us today.
During the 1920s, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission took steps to increase the deer population in our state. As late as the 40s, the deer population remained bleak in Arkansas. Hunting was closed in several counties. But progress was being made, and with the help of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, record harvests have become the norm with each deer season. One of the state's oldest and most successful fish hatcheries was dug by hand and by mule right here in 1928. As director of the Game and Fish Commission's Fisheries Division for many years, some of Joe Hogan's innovative principles for raising fish in ponds and transporting them across the state are still practiced today.
In 1937, the Pittman-Robertson Act provided federal assistance for projects to restore, enhance, and manage wildlife resources. Arkansas has used millions of dollars over the years for habitat projects just like this one.
In 1945, Amendment 35 became effective, making the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission an independent state agency. This gave the Commission much needed stability and ushered in the way we still do business today.
This place is legendary among duck hunters. Thanks to the foresight of game and fish managers and commissioners nearly 70 years ago, this place is now known as one of the best places in the world to hunt mallards and flooded green timber. Alameda is one of the greatest places for the public to come hunt, and we're very fortunate to have it.
Thanks to the Dingell-Johnson Act signed in 1950, when you make purchases like this, you're actually giving back to fishing in our state.
In 1951, this beautiful place was completed. It's been stealing the hearts of fishermen for generations.
At the request of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, NBC came to film a live duck hunt in 1956. And more than 250,000 ducks filled the air in front of the cameras on that day, and outdoorsmen have been flocking to our state ever since. 7 years later, I produced the first of many long-running fishing shows shot here in Arkansas.
How about that?
That's pretty solid, guy. Appreciate your help.
Yes, sir.
Now, technology has really changed, but the thrill of filming the great outdoors never will.
We were known as the bear state long before we were known as the natural state, but black bears were almost hunted completely out of the state of Arkansas. Today we have over 5,000 bears in the state, thanks to the reintroduction effort in the 1950s and 60s. This reintroduction effort is recognized as the most successful reintroduction of a large carnivore in history, and we're very proud of that.
In 1971, hunter education classes began in the state of Arkansas. First and foremost, the Arkansas Game and Fish wants to make sure every hunt ends safely. It is something that has given me peace of mind and helped me to enjoy our hunting even more.
Can you imagine this beautiful spot being underwater? That's what would have happened had dams been put in place in the late 1960s. In part, thanks to the Arkansas Game and Fish, this became America's first national river, the Buffalo National River. Hundreds of thousands of people come to the Buffalo National River every year.
Elk once roamed Arkansas far and wide before the settlers transformed the landscape. Against the odds, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission brought the elk back beginning in 1981. By 1998, the herd had grown large enough for a limited hunt. I got this one in 2004.
We're known for our miles of trails, wild game, and breathtaking views. When the 1/8 cent conservation sales tax passed in 1996, it gave the Game and Fish Commission much-needed funds to keep creating the habitats and improving the quality of wildlife our state reveres so much. It's nice to know that everyone in the state has a hand in helping nature.
I started my boat company right here in Arkansas. And in 2001, Game and Fish made boating safer for everyone by instituting boating education courses.
In 2001, the first of 4 Arkansas Game and Fish Nature Centers opened in Pine Bluff. Part classroom, part museum, part playground. These nature centers offer visitors walking trails, exhibits, and hands-on fun.
My love of fishing started long before we founded the Ranger Boat Company. In 2012, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission resolved the minimum flow issue with the assistance of a lot of people. Now, trout have the habitat and conditions below Bull Shoals Dam to grow and thrive, and will benefit generations to come.
More than 100 years later, it is our mission to continue to carry out the legacy President Roosevelt once spoke about. Cherish these natural wonders. Cherish the natural resources. Cherish the history and romance as a sacred heritage for your children and your children's children.
This is our Arkansas.
My Arkansas.
My state.
This is my outdoors.
My weekend.
My life.
This is my everything.
This is my calling.
This is my legacy.
Thank you, Arkansas Game and Fish Commission.
You make the deer woods great.
You make the fishing great.
You make my state great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Arkansas Game and Fish Commission.
Thank you for protecting our most valuable resource for 100 years.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer's been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Few people have a lukewarm reaction to the sight of a black bear. The most typical response is probably fear followed closely by a sense of wonder. For some, black bears are a symbol of wilderness. For Myron Means, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission's black bear biologist, bears elicit respect and admiration.
Their physiology, the lifestyle that they've evolved into, a feast and a fast lifestyle, you know, being able to go without food for 4 to 5 months at a time, have a gestation period, give birth, wean cubs. They're a truly remarkable animal.
The story of Arkansas's black bears almost ended tragically, but now it's literally a textbook example of wildlife management at its finest.
It was thought at the time of pre-settlement that Arkansas had maybe as many as 50,000 black bears in the state, and we were unofficially nicknamed the Bear State. Through the time of settlement, 1700s and 1800s, bears were market hunted for their fat, and they were almost hunted to extinction in the state. And by the late 1920s, the General Assembly of Arkansas actually made it illegal to bear hunt, to kill a bear in the state, but by that time it was almost too late.
As few as 3 or 4 dozen bears persisted in southeast Arkansas, in the bottomlands where the White and Arkansas rivers meet the Mississippi. But in 1958, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission embarked on a plan to bring back black bears.
They brought 254 bears in from Minnesota and Manitoba, Canada, and they released them at sites in the Ozarks and Ouachita mountain ranges.
Arkansas Game and Fish released bears over a 10-year period. Historical upland forest had been cut down, but their rebirth gave rise to rich wildlife habitat.
That population flourished under those conditions, and it was so successful that by 1980, Arkansas Game and Fish Commission was able to reopen bear season in the state.
Bears are back, a natural part of the landscape, as they were before our forefathers set foot here. Today, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission regulates bear hunting and keeps close tabs on the natural state's bears.
Population's thriving. We estimate that we have 4,000 to 5,000 bears in the state.
Black bears inhabit the Ozarks and Ouachitas, as well as the lower White River area.
Those 3 populations, we kind of treat them as distinct populations. There's not a lot of immigration and immigration back and forth into those populations from one another.
Bear season takes place in the fall in Arkansas and is controlled by various regulations and a quota system. The season has a set length, but also closes if hunters check a certain number of bears. Over the past 5 years, hunters have taken an average of 422 bears per season in the natural state. Considering there were less than a few dozen bears here just 90 years ago, it's one of wildlife management's most incredible success stories.
No other natural resource agency has ever reintroduced a large carnivore as successful as Arkansas Game and Fish Commission has. It's considered the most successful reintroduction of a large carnivore in history, not just Arkansas or the United States, but around the world.
To maintain that success, Myron Means and the Game and Fish Commission's bear team constantly monitor the state's bears. And while harvest numbers are instructive, they only tell part of the story.
Total length is 55. It's really critical for us in monitoring our bear population to kind of have an idea of how many bears are coming into the system, as well as how many bears are going out of the system that are harvested during the bear season. Well, the way we monitor how many bears are coming into the system is to have a good distribution of collared females across bear range. Of those collared females, we'll go in every year and do cub counts if they're in a cub cycle, or yearling counts if they have yearlings with them, because the cubs will stay with them for actually 2 den cycles. So by doing that, we're able to monitor reproduction effort and survival effort of those cubs up until the time they're a year old.
Radio-collared female bears are tracked to their winter dens. Bears with cubs then get a visit from the Game and Fish Commission, giving us a deeper view into the black bear's world and the work that ensures a robust Arkansas bear population.
We're going to go quite a ways further down, but I just want to tell everybody from here on down we probably need to be as quiet as possible. She's just right down below the hill here, but we still have probably another 75 yards. This is a female, black, no chest blaze, and she is 5 1/4 pounds.
Keeping track of Arkansas's black bears requires an understanding of the number of bears leaving the population as a result of regulated hunting, but it also requires insight into how many bears are entering the population.
Arkansas's bear population is really good and really healthy, but it's not like we have 20,000 black bears in the state. We only have 4,000 to 5,000 bears in the state. So it's not like you see bears all the time. So unless you go in and put your hands on females with cubs, and unless you have good data from year to year to year, you really don't have any idea of what's going on with reproductive rates of our bear population.
Game and fish biologists have attached radio tracking collars to dozens of female bears across the state. That representative sample allows wildlife managers to track birth rates and cub survival and make informed management decisions. But first, you have to get to the bear den. Reaching a bear den in the Ozark National Forest isn't the easiest task.
The experienced mothers like to have their cubs in very remote, hard to access areas. Typically they're going to den down in deep ravines and stuff like that, and a lot of times they're pretty hard to access.
With the bear den just 20 yards away, biologists Myron Means and Matt Melson quietly prepare the drugs they'll use to sedate a bear that, contrary to popular belief, is not actually hibernating.
A lot of people think bears are true hibernators, and they're not. They can go through periods of kind of a deeper sleep, but they can also arouse immediately. Even though it's really cold and all that stuff, when we do these den surveys, those females, when we go in, they can hear us coming, it wakes them up, and they're always aware of what we're doing. Some of them are more aware than others. Okay, here we go. She has at least 2 cubs. You can hear 2 different cubs feeding. We just started her, and it'll generally take 10 to 15 minutes for the drug to take effect. Boy, I'm glad I got her in the neck. God, she's huge. She is big. She's got a freaking head that wide. She's always been a big bear. Man, that's a pretty good adrenaline rush. If you're an adrenaline junkie, that's a pretty good rush. Especially when she raises her head up and looks at you 3 feet away. See how her eyes are twitching, jumping. She wouldn't pass the field sobriety test right now.
15 to 20 minutes later, it's safe to begin the den survey. The first step is taking care of Mama Bear.
That drug dries out their eyes. They can still blink a little, but they don't have anything to lubricate their eyes.
Adhesive bandages keep dust and debris out of her eyes and also aid in calming the female while the rest of the den work progresses. The main focus of this research is the cubs, which give wildlife managers a window into the reproductive success of the state's bears.
Black, no chest blaze.
Biologists record identifying characteristics such as color and other markings. They weigh the cubs and take a series of measurements, including body length, chest circumference, and foot size. By plugging the measurements into a formula, wildlife managers can better estimate a cub's age and determine its developmental progress compared to known averages. Over time, the information gathered from these remote bear dens allows biologists to track trends in the bear population and adjust regulations as needed.
You know, if you impact the population too heavily on bears, instead of rebounding in a year or two like maybe a deer population would in an area or something like that, you're talking about a population that may take a decade to rebound.
Because bears have relatively low reproductive rates compared to other Arkansas mammals, annual den surveys provide vital information. Case in point, there was a significant decline in black bear reproduction for 2 years after an unusually late freeze in the spring of 2007.
You know, we had the Easter freeze in 2007, which decimated the soft mass and the hard mass crop for that year. All the fruits and berries in the summer that bears eat, all the acorns and nuts in the fall that bears eat, all that stuff was wiped out. That's why we monitor these bears every year. We were able to make adjustments to our harvest strategies statewide to offset such a high harvest rate and to allow our reproductive rate to come back up to where it needed to be, so we didn't have drops in the population overall. It's kind of the checks and balances.
On average, Arkansas's black bears give birth to 2 cubs every other year.
And the gestation period is only about 65 days for a bear, which is extremely short.
Cubs are born in January, weighing a ½ pound or less. They gain about a pound a week until they emerge from the den with their mother in April. The black bear's den cycle is another natural marvel.
Once she enters that den cycle in mid-November, she will not eat, she will not drink, she will not urinate, she will not defecate.
Bears can recycle intestinal nutrients during the denning process. They also can convert nitrogen from urea into amino acids that aid in muscle development.
And they can actually come out of a den cycle, lose 25% of their body weight, which is all fat, and still have more muscle mass, you know, 5 months, 4 months later when they come out of a den cycle with cubs.
Before this den survey ends, the adult female will get a thorough examination. This bear received new ear tags that identify her as part of the Game and Fish Commission's bear research.
I'll face it the opposite direction in case we can see her with binoculars. We'll have it coming pointing in both directions.
The bear cubs go back into the den with a mother bear who's showing signs of waking from her slumber.
Yeah, she's moving real well already.
Black bears are one of the natural state's most dynamic and fascinating animals. And thanks to the work of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, the story of Arkansas's black bears continues to inspire.